Today is the 13th of May 2022. On 26th of February last year, that's almost 15 months ago, an exact same place we had shot a video. And that was a video where we talked about how the concrete jungle all around us, which you can see here around me, was slowly being given some respite in this urbanization, mammoth urbanization project that's going on all around the world, and definitely here in Kolkata. There was a respite that the Inner Wheel Club of Kolkata were trying, and they had partnered with us, the KarmYog Green Village, to set up a green oasis within this concrete jungle. And that oasis was an effort to imbibe the Miawaki technique, the great botanist, the conscious botanist Miawaki, his technique to bring about urban forestry in small spaces. And we had started an experiment with the help and with the sponsorship of the Inner Wheel Club. Today, 15 months later, you still have that video of that day on YouTube available, and the link is available below. And today, 15 months later, we want to share with you the progress that has been made. That same place is now, the trees that were planted have started flowering. Look at this beautiful flower. Aha! You need to come here. We invite all of you to come here to smell these flowers. They have started growing. This rubber plant is now big already. 1 year is not a long time. 15 months is not a long time. And yet things have started happening. But let's look at what's going on. We had talked last year about how we had adapted the Miawaki technique for a situation like this, specifically in the manner that the Inner Wheel Club wanted to create something, an example of the Miawaki technique in a small space. So we had talked about, and we had in that video shown, how we had created these panels of yellow farming panels for creating veggie forests. So here is an example of the veggie forest that is already happening here. You can see these are veggie forests in panels, that can be replicated in any balcony, in any terrace. But as we had said last year, it's not just about balconies and terraces, not just about veggie forests, but a real forest with all the Miawaki technique, the layers on the top, the canopy layer, the under layer, and then the shrub layer, as well as the ground cover layer. Let's see what's happening there, and all the trees that we planted. Here we are looking at the where the forest is coming up. If you just refer to last year's videos, you will see that particular, that Amazon variety of banana palm kind of a tree from the Amazon forest has started growing. You can see how big it is. Here is the amloki that we had planted. That's grown big. It was small last year. This is really gained power, and it's gaining power just in 15 months. Let's see where it goes. Now, we'll walk around this, what we said is the space we had created. This was the guava tree that was planted. Look at the height. It was small, dwarf. Now here it is, in all its glory. And there, coming around, let's just walk around. And here is where, this is the space where the forest really starts looking like a forest already. As we go in, we have to stoop down and start going in to the area that's become like the forest area. And you really need a guide to come in here. You can see what has become of the space, which last year, if you see the video from last year, it wasn't this green. We had talked about this particular creeper, and this creeper has taken its shape. And look at what we have here now. In this small space, very little space, we have all the layers coming up. Here are other palms and all the plants that have come up here. Now we're going to go into the area and see what's happened to that main tree that is growing in the center. That's here, and this is all the water body that was utilized and the water body itself is now full of greenery. So everything here has become green, started becoming green. And let's look at the specific trees that were planted. There were fruit trees that were planted. I have shown you some of them. Here we will now move over to show you. Well, this is the plaque that was set up. You can see behind me. This is the plaque. Oronnani was the project, a mini forest developed by adapting the Miawaki technique to suit local conditions, is what it says. And that is what is happening. We are so happy to see how it's coming up. So here is the jamun tree. Jamun tree. It's grown big. Let's see. We know from the canopy layer to the smaller layers. So here is Alfonso mango. You can see this particular tag was put last year. Even the tags are survived. And to let you know, it survived an onslaught of a pipeline project which came up here. The Alfonso plant, which was small last year, has become big. And we are so happy that it is happening. Here's the pomegranate. Here's the pomegranate. You can see, and this has also grown. So similarly, here's a sofeda, as they call it, a chiku plant. And here is another mango which was planted a little further away from the space. And so everything is really started becoming green, and the place is now looking like a forest that it is supposed to become in a few years. And this is just 15 months. Normally a Miawaki forest takes about 10 to 15 years instead of the 200 years that a normal forest takes. And here we have adapted the technique in such a manner for the first time, not just in Kolkata but anywhere in the world, to really adapt it and provide livelihood. It's also a way by which one person can earn a livelihood by actually utilizing these veggie panels, as we can see. So at the same time, it's a project that is providing livelihood as well as providing greenery in a space that is so needed. Look at this plant. This one has become big. See, look at where we are today and where we started. And it's not just us. You just have to be in the flow with nature, re-establish our sacred link with nature, and nature does the rest. That's it, friends. Nature does everything for us as long as we are ready to partner with nature in the true sense. You must look at another video that we have. When we were doing this project, this water body which was already there used to have fishes. Now, when we took up this project with the sponsorship of the Inner Wheel Club, there was a possibility that all the fishes would lose their homes. Now, of course, one could have taken them out and put them in another pond somewhere, but we wanted the fishes to come back to their own home. So we actually preserved them in a smaller tank outside, and once the project was over, then we put them back into this tank, back into their homes. And all those fishes live here in this jungle, in this reservoir, in this space, which was so generously sponsored by Inner Wheel Club and so committedly developed by the team at KarmYog here. And to give the fishes their due, these creepers their due, and give these plants a chance and give ourselves a chance. Thank you, friends, and be with us.